Hello everybody, this is ZigZagZog coming to you from somewhere in this world, and we're back to continue our playthrough of Total War Attila, featuring the wonderful mod Medieval Kingdoms 1212 AD. We left off with the promise of some battles, so let's get to them as quickly as we can. However, before we jump into them, I'm going to do a little housekeeping, and then we'll move into those promised battles. First of all, if you notice, I kind of left Edmund down here on this with a note that we did not promote Edmund, and we're going to go ahead and do that. This priest has been doing well and getting promoted rapidly for us. The other thing I noticed is we are in good shape on public order all of a sudden down here in the Dauphine area down here. We're plus 10, so even if we move out the character, which the character is plus 5, I'm assuring you is the priest, so we can still afford, because we're improving 10. That'll cut our public order improvement in half, but who cares? What we can do with our priest once we promote him is get him up here and see if he can kind of get a better read on the two armies we're eventually going to be facing, Dijon's army and the Canton of Schweiz. We only have partial information, so perhaps the priest can be useful by moving north and getting a better peek at who we'll be going up against. So let's get his promotion going first.
At your service.
And big thing he's been doing for us is inspiring the populace. There's no other way over here for him to be able to inspire the populace. So what I'm thinking is how I can use him or give him an alternate use, or some other ways to use him, is if I work down towards this damnation, it enables preaching doom to a foreign army to maybe cause extra desertions. Who knows exactly what it'll do, but it sounds like a good way to potentially soften up an enemy army. We're not having too many problems with foreign agents, so we'll kind of avoid persuade at this time. So in the process of getting down to damnation, we need to get this promoted and this promoted, neither which necessarily on their own do much to help us, but we will take the extra authority and the extra zeal. Now let's get Edmund moving north. And first on the way, kind of thinking maybe he should have enough movement to go both here and see if he gets a peek. See if we get any better read. Not really. But the army I'm most concerned with is over here. So let's move him real close and see if he can give us a better read on what we may be dealing with over here. And he cannot. So just his vicinity. I was hoping the priest might give us a better read of what this army entails, and oh well, I'm allowed to hope. So we'll just keep him moving to take a peek over at Dijon, make sure it is empty as we believe it is right now. Okay, some more promotions that we have going to take care of. I realized in looking around before, we've got some open offices over here that people have been promoted and are now available to take. So we're going to do some quick reshuffling. First of all, we've got William, our newest general down in Dauphine. He is still a provost, which is more of a governor position. What I'm going to do is promote him up to the Castillon position, where it improves his integrity. Not that his integrity is an issue right now, but more importantly, that office will lower his recruitment cost by 10%. And that is something that we are doing with him eventually, is building that army. So rather than promote him all the way up to Marshal, where we eventually will want him, his promotion here is what will be of most use for him, and that's lowering the recruitment cost. Once his army is where we want it, he can always get promoted to Marshal, and that'll lower the upkeep cost and improve his replenishment. So first of all, William, you are my general. We are going to give you, or look at giving you, a promotion. All right, next we have the round of governors to go through, and I'm going to have 3 Baron positions open. These will increase public order from what they are currently. +2, it gives them bonus of public order. +4, addresses corruption and lowers maintenance costs in the governed province. We'll lose the bonus to wealth by getting this promotion, but that's minor compared to the 2 perks we get here, I believe. So the 3 I've targeted for promotion or attempted promotion to the Baron level are Robert of York, and John of Bordeaux. They're the ones that are in the biggest of cities that I have at the moment. The other option I had is just move around my best governors, but they're kind of tailored to the cities they're already in. Plus, we lose a turn in transportation and relocating. So we'll just deal with the governors as they are, where they are. And finally, the last one I want to promote is Hubert in Colchester. That province is shaping up to be... Okay, who did I skip? Oh, John in Bordeaux. I clicked on him, but I never gave him a promotion. He actually, John, does not have a current office in Bordeaux, believe it or not. There wasn't one available for him, but I've decided Bordeaux is an important enough city that I want to get him promoted up here. So we got John highlighted, and we're going to try the promotion right there. So what we'll have to do, I guess, since they're still in their old position until they get to promotion, we'll have to hold off till next turn to fill in the openings. We'll have 3 openings down here, and I've marked the 3 that I'll want to promote into those positions once they become available. Speaking of ancillary kind of units, actually I guess I wasn't speaking of them, but I thought of them. We have Edward, our assassin, and I think what we're going to do is we're going to send him straight north towards Edinburgh, where we are anticipating a battle. I don't know that he'll be close enough to give us any extra intel that we might not already know.
Can I aid you further?
But let's see if we have any more knowledge. Edinburgh itself, we can peek at it, and it looks like we have the level 1 settlement, so that means it does have walls. We're looking at 2 Highlanders, 2 Pike units, and 3 Scottish longbowmen, along with 1 bastion of catapult for the defenses. And in his army, in addition to that, we're looking at an additional 6 units. So overall, 6 plus what's in the city. So that's like 13 plus the catapult. So that's what our army is going to be going against. And in our particular army, we have 15 units. So not a clear-cut victory. So one of the commenters in the last episode said perhaps I should postpone it for a turn. But I gave a scenario as to why John does not want to wait. He needs to get rid of... He still doesn't like that Lackland moniker. And he doesn't feel he's proved yet to himself that he's earned the right to not have that moniker. So we'll go deal with these guys. In fact... can he reach here in the winter? Yes, he can. So we'll probably move him rather than fortify. Unless, at the last very minute, I change my mind and decide to fortify him and recruit. The battle that is going to happen first thing, without a doubt, is down here with our army here. But before I do that, I noticed there is a technology that we need to start researching. And I kind of took a look around a little bit at technology and some things I'm looking to improve. I would like to be able to build the stronghold, which would mean advanced castle architecture to help up in York by going up the next level of castle, helping to hopefully make the population less dense, so helping sanitation and whatnot. Overall, the other cities that need addressing in the same way is down here. We need to get the metropolis going to help London. Eventually, we'd need to get up to the ducal capital to be able to help Paris, because they've already built up to the metropolis level. So there's several things I'm looking at growing, and the other just little offshoot would be it'd be nice to get down here on this string to be able to start increasing our port levels, to be focusing and improving our income. So there's several different paths that interest me, but what I'm going to do first is I am tired of the pestilence in York, and we are going to research advanced castle architecture and probably follow that up then with city charters to help London. And then after that, we'll decide, do we want to go fishing wharf and port to help our incomes there, or do we want to, is sanitation becoming too big of a problem in Paris where we need to go with the ducal capital to help out there? So those are what I'm thinking of, but let's start out with the advanced castle architecture as our next bit of research. All right, we couldn't get any new information because our priest just isn't geared towards that. What we will do is start the battle once I finish moving the last of our units that I almost forgot to move. And this one is our spy. We're going to send our spy over here towards over here, yes. So we can start seeing the next, some information on the next two areas that we will be attacking. And now it is time for the promised battle. I think we will get some support from the HRE in this battle. They will be fortified, so we will have some towers and whatnot in their fortified position to go against. We will outnumber them with their 14 units with our full, or almost full, army of 19. And we should hopefully get some reinforcements, another 10 from the HRE. Let's cross our fingers. Now let's see. It looks like we will be able to close for battle, but worst case, if I'm just short, it's gonna stop us right outside this zone of control. So let's find out if we're able.
For death and honor!
Let's see if we can close, and we cannot. So now we are the ones a little bit exposed, especially if the HRE moves off and Dijon and the Canton of Schweiz somehow coordinate against us. That could be a dangerous outcome. Oof. So the battle isn't quite as soon as we expected. Let's take a look up north. And our assassin can't get close enough to really get a view and get in there to find out what we're dealing with. What we are going to do, just because if I do siege right now in the winter, I'm going to take attrition. So guess what? It's just so we aren't sieging in the middle of the winter on a very, very close battle. I think what we're going to do, so yet again, you've seen me, I change my mind all the time, don't I now? But we're going to fortify, and we are going to see if we have time to recruit, because I think it's only one turn each, and we have the funds.
Soldiering.
Oh no, it would cause me to have to wait 2 more turns. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start the recruitment on these 2 units, and we will decide if I need to wait once more, because if I wait 2 turns, it's going to be the dead of winter again. So I may end up deciding to move out without them when we reach the springtime. So there we go. The only other thing I got left to figure out is I have about 12,638 to spend. The income has been okay in the positive for the moment. I'm going to see if I need or feel the need down here to do any recruitment with William. Let's just see what he could have available. Very plain, vanilla, nothing exciting kind of units down here. So I think what we will do, though, I'll spend the money to get his full contingent that I'll want in his army of longbowmen, and we will leave it at that. Now, come right back as I look around, see if there's any other buildings I need to work on, but I may just be saving that money for when we're able to expand the stronghold in York, unless I see something real quick I find important. Okay, I think I've decided to go down to Lyon and work on the public order a little bit. And one way we can help the public order is spend up to the next level of building there, and that is going from the donated fief to ecclesiastical domain. The public order as it is now is +2 given the building, and public order will increase to +4, so that'll take away some of the negative effects that we have, and then we can worry about other negative effects we have down the road, but that'll get us at least to only -1 by building this building, and it still leaves us some in reserve. So there we go. I think we're ready for the next turn at this point. We'll meet you on the other side, providing nothing super exciting happens in between, and this is where something super exciting could happen. So cross your fingers. We will find out if these guys are able to coordinate against us or not.
We always remember with honor those we consider to be friends. Do you
Oh,
wish
over
to
on one of our...
in that number?
Yes, over on one of our islands, the Kingdom of Connacht has decided they want an aggression pack, and we know the answer to that one right off, even though they offer 300. No. All right, we have somebody who has died from natural causes, and that is Robert, who I believe is our, possibly that must be our governor up there, huh? We also have political obstruction in getting William promoted. We're going to let William use his own influence. That office is secured, and Hubert is secured. So let's take a look in York. Yeah, we do not anymore have a governor in York. It's going to impact temporarily our public order. We're going to have to see if we have somebody we can promote up there. And Robert is one of those that I was just promoting or attempting to promote up to a baron level. So I'll have to come up with another replacement there. So just as he was getting promoted, he didn't make it. Okay, I've decided that York is probably an important enough city where I will replace the governor there. For a quick moment, I contemplated adding a governor to Lyon to help out down there. But York is an important city for us, so I think I'm going to put the governor there. As far as who we have available, it involves a promotion. We have two candidates, Ralph and Martin. Martin being a defender, Ralph being attacker. So I think what we'll do is hold off Ralph in case we need another army, and we'll give the job to Martin and see how he does over there. So let's get York lined up in Northumbria here, and Martin, that's where you're going. Welcome to your new home. And we will need to pick this, I guess, temporarily. Let's take a look at Martin a little closer too while we're at it. And his skills here basically is just a pure defender. So there's no, let's see if we have anything up here that will help with public order while he's up there. We have sanitation improvements we could give him with a physician. We'll work on the sanitation since we've been having issues up there. We'll give him that. And since he's a newbie, we will start initially with the heraldic heater shield, because I'm not worried about his political influence at the moment. Okay, I'm going to finish the shuffle that I had planned. One thing we got to look at, though, is one of my choices here. So I do have somebody else. Let's just see who might be able to be promoted in that position. William and Bristol could, but that's the last of my choices possible. If there's an opening down in Provost, maybe we can look at it then. John got the promotion. Hubert got the promotion. Eustace is available to be promoted. Eustace, you're in Nottingham. Maybe not the biggest of cities or most important. Adam, the way we're going to be building up Rouen, I'd almost be more interested in getting you promoted up there. So we're going to put you there. And then let's see who we have remaining. I believe now that we've promoted Adam, he was going to be my newest governor. May be able to actually, he won't have the influence necessary yet, but let's see. I was looking at Mark and Fulk as promotions to the provost level. So Mark is in London. We can definitely use the extra public order in London. And Martin, can't remember exactly. Oh yeah, you're the new one. So Fulk, can't remember exactly where you were. Well, let's take a quick peek. in Paris. So yeah, we'll definitely get your promotion line growing, because Paris is an important important place for us. So let's get you working on that. Whoops. So Fulk, yeah, you can't get the oh, actually, Fulk, I could have sworn. Oh yeah, we already picked you. It's Mark from London we haven't promoted yet. So Fulk, you're already on your way. Mark, you're there. And then Martin is so new he can't take over this position. And I'm going to keep it open for him instead of promoting William up in Bristol, because Bristol just is not the most important area I have as far as needing a promoted governor. So we're going to hold off. I think it's more important to hold off for Martin to develop, to be able to take that provost position. In York, we have to figure out what kind of order we want to do, and since our public order is plus 64, we're only losing 1 per turn. I'm not going to focus on the public order edict. We're going to pass off empowering local ruler, and we're going to go back to the income-oriented rural wayhouses. Okay, the situation did not develop as I thought down in the south, and everything has held steady. What we do have to deal with, though, is this army in full strength of 14 versus our army of 19 to tackle their fortifications. We're also looking at fortifications from the canton of Schweiz. So, what we need to look at, let's send Edmund, while I'm sitting here staring at him, up to Dijon and confirm that the city is indeed empty, as it is. And we'll just park him there for the moment. So now it is time, since they did not coordinate, thank goodness, we're going to work on this battle. I never like going up against towers and fortifications, but that's about what we're going to do. So let's get this started. Oh, and he retreats. But guess what? We're close enough to be able to follow, and good for us. No longer is he fortified.
Kill the cowards.
So it looks like we get ourselves an open field battle. Let's take a look at what he's got. He's got his General Nicholas here. We're looking at axe sergeants, spear sergeants, spear militia. Not super strong as levy crossbowmen. So our longbowmen definitely outclass them there. Chevaliers, they do have some cavalry to work with. They have some mounted crossbowmen also, but something and everything we should be able to match up with our forces. So I will see you on the battlefield. Okay, we're going to try waiting out the rain if we can, just because we have the advantage in ranged weaponry, and I don't want to dent that advantage. We got a nice little dry moment here. So we're going to start our deployment. And we will take a peek. Looks like they have the advantage of being able to take the high ground should they so desire. But right now they don't have it. So we'll see if we can't set up to move and get the high ground ourselves. Take the advantage of our longbowmen. So we're going to shift our forces up. I'm going to set them up and then show you what I've decided here. All right, we have our line set. I did put a thin line of spearmen billmen in front of the archers, at least to start off, since they do have cavalry units, and I want to try and protect a slight bit the archers from a direct assault from cavalry, because that can move and change things pretty fast. We have our swordsmen here ready to support and pop out to flank, and we have my own mobile forces in reserve, depending on how they react as we move forward. We're going to attempt to take the hill and then go at them from a height advantage. We'll see if they attempt to do the same thing or not, and we have to change on the fly. So let's advance. And right now we do not have sight of their army. We do know just from setup that they are down around this way, so we'll keep our eyes open as we advance. And once we take the hill, we'll join back up, unless of course we gain sight of them reacting to us in any special way. Okay, we've gained our first sight of them as we're moving towards the hill. Cavalry is, of course, faster, moving out ahead, so if we see other movement from them, we'll have the cavalry available to react, because of course their fastest units to react to us will be also their cavalry. The rest of the army is running right now. I think we're going to slow that down so we aren't exhausted by the time we take positions. However, they are resituating themselves, but right now not an immediate threat, so we can actually take and hold the high ground in advance from there. An advantageous position for us. Okay, our troops pretty much have taken their positions on the hill, and we are ready to do the advancing. They've done nothing but reorient themselves towards us. So we will start advancing down, take advantage, hopefully, of the extra range of our longbowmen. In fact, we'll probably move the longbowmen up ahead of the spearmen initially, just so we don't have to worry about any potential crossbow casualties to our line of spear. If they do, if that entices them to a full frontal assault, as sometimes happens, longbowmen just need to step back behind that line. And as we close in on our own, then that's when we spring our attack on the wings between our swordsmen and cavalry on their flanks. So we'll see how this works. All right, with the maneuvers of our army almost complete, we will now do the final advance for the longbowmen to get them in range and start pelting them. And you might say causing distress on the enemy. We're just out of range now. We don't need to advance too much further. The idea is to advance enough to be able to fire upon them, possibly keeping out of range of those crossbowmen, at least initially. The rest of these advances I have no problem doing at speed.
Ready for battle! We await your command. We'll kill them all!
They're bringing cavalry around outside, potentially. It's time to get spears in front.
Quick march! Battle ready and eager!
Been slow to react on the whole line. We're getting moving now. Cavalry has enclosed, unfortunately, with some spearmen. We don't like that. Let's get them out of there. And we have extra support on this side that we're going to use to roll up their line down here. Support against their general back up here. We've taken care of the crossbowmen. They are rallying to come against our close range troops. We did keep... This wing was unprotected. We're losing some bowmen down here. Time to bring our cavalry back to help us out. general battling valiantly down here. And we have been victorious. We killed the enemy general. That's when everything fell apart for them. Although he was stubborn over here. I'll meet you back after we run down a few units. Hopefully, oh no, we can end the battle right now because they retreated the first move, I believe, so they shouldn't be able to run away from this battle in any great form or fashion. Decisive victory for William. We did have heavy losses, unfortunately. We got a little sloppy. They surprised me, to be quite honest, the AI did. When they reacted so quickly and brought their army up, I was totally unprepared, and it cost us early on. Did not have my spearmen set and ready in their best position. They had to go a little more on the offensive, which is not the strength for them. And we were unable to defend and protect all of our longbowmen as we normally do. So not the most gracious and gorgeous of battles, that I must say. So he does have some men remaining, 330. We are going to take on warriors.
We hunger for battle.
Advance.
And we may need to lick some wounds because we got another tough army out here. We may not be able to chase him down. He may get back to Dijon. I may let him, as a matter of fact. We'll see if the Holy Roman Empire decides to make a move or if they're going to keep moving on Chimera, which would appear where they're headed. Let's see what kind of promotions we have within the army. Is it general? It is the general himself, William. So I think what we'll do is we'll complete our campaign movement range plus 20% now, and we will increase our battle movement speed. So when I am the ultimate commander is a little delayed in his reactions, hopefully that battle movement speed will be able to make up for the commander's faults. Now the army does have the ability to move again. We still have movements left, and rather than move against this fortified unit as we are, I think what we'll do is we'll run into Lyon to better protect ourselves, also help that negative public order temporarily as we lick our wounds from a somewhat sloppy battle to prepare for the Canton over here. The forces of Dijon are vastly weakened to the point where we're not so worried if they retreat into Dijon itself. All right, here we are up north. We have the king ready to go. Based on that last battle, I'm starting, I hate to say it, I'm starting to have some second thoughts about my abilities here against a pretty even match up ahead of us. Let's get the assassin moving forward, see if it'll help us take a peek.
I could do more.
Oh, we actually can see some of the units here. There is a general within the walls, which does make a difference. Cavalry, Scottish knights. So there is
How can I serve you?
some abilities up there. Something I want to take a peek of that also is weighing on my mind that I hadn't really thought of before. Yeah, maybe we can match up here. But look at Inverness is not that far away, and look at I've already moved some, and yet I can still probably make it to Inverness, which means
On the move.
yep, there is a reinforcing army that could easily in one turn, if I lay siege, could help to reinforce. So I think that's made up my mind is as much as I promised. My thought process came back, and I did not commit the king to overwhelming forces here after all. What I think we will do is we'll hold off on the king, let him complete his recruitment here of these units. That'll get us, that's at 17. Is there any others we can afford? We have some Templar Knights that are still available. Yep, so we'll see if we can't add another unit of Templar Knights, and we will see if we can't add another Templar Knight unit on horse. I don't need any more cavalry than that, I don't think, although mounted sergeants aren't the strongest in the world, are they? And that's going to keep us put. We at least did get the battle in that I had promised, but I think what we will do is we will hold off a little longer. Sanity has returned to me, especially after the results of that last battle. Although it was open field as far as battles go. But it kind of opened my eyes that, okay, maybe I'm not invincible. We've had a lot of early successes. Maybe I've let it go to my head. Let's take a look at what we're dealing with over here with our spy. Okay, and the spy works. Spy just has to get close, and he sees all. So we have a good sense of what we'll be dealing with over here now, too. So we'll keep the spy parked there at the moment. I don't think, is there any... What can he do in the city? Disrupt settlement? Sabotage or interference? We'll hold off at the moment.
Heaven be praised.
So I think what we'll do is we will build up and reinforce this army a little longer. Sanity has prevailed. I kind of made note in the comments last time that I would not do this, and now in thinking about it, I think what really did it is that last battle and being caught off guard by the freaking AI in the way that they attacked. So we're going to settle down. What I will do is we will take one more turn. I think we have time to work that in and see what happens. See if they... Well, they have no reason to move their army forward, but at least we have sight on what they're looking like and where they're at. In fact, it may be that I decide to detour and start the battle, start the war somewhere else that can't be reinforced, where we know what we're dealing with, period, as opposed to having a significant, well, not necessarily that significant, but a you know, decent enough 8 units that could reinforce. So there's my decision. So what we'll do is we'll take another turn, see if anything interesting pops up. We'll meet you on the other side.
Surely, my noble friend, you can see the wisdom in giving a small subsidy to our coffers.
You want me to pay for my protection of you because I'm the stronger one? I don't think so.
Will you stand with us and show courage and honor? Will you attack?
County of Flanders wants us to declare war against Norway. I don't. Sorry to not work with you on as my ally on this one, and just so you, because you basically, I'm saying no because you never did anything to help me out against Burgundy, even though I made this a war target. So no. And Burgundy did, by the way, retreat to Dijon.
I trust you have thought what happens next. We will not be held accountable for your future. We consider it wise to seek cooperation between us, to the hopeful ruination of our mutual foes.
Well, for me, I do not consider it wise as you do. We will once again deny the non-aggression pact.
We are not a friend for the new moon and an enemy in the old. Come, can we not help each other openly?
Actually, I'm fine with non-aggression pact with the County of Provence at the moment. I will, however, refuse to pay for it. There we go. All right, Imperial succession. A new Holy Roman Emperor has taken the throne following the death of the previous sovereign. Though they are of the same faction, the reigning faction's rule is safe for now. So I think if the original guy died, that's why everybody was going to war with him. It was because he was excommunicated. I'm wondering how this will change the dynamic of the Holy Roman Empire. I guess we will find out. Faction has been destroyed. The county of Brunswick. Commune of Bologna. A new Holy Roman Emperor from another faction has taken the throne following the death of the previous sovereign, thus disempowering the former ruler's faction. Thomas. Parents are William. So William has another child again. And the offices that we are trying to promote into, we got secured there, and say, oh, easy. No political back scratching to get anybody in the offices that we desired. So we have a population surplus in Wessex, continues to grow. So we'll think about what we might be able to build there, keep that in the backs of our mind. A non-aggression pact has been negotiated. Yes, we know that. We completed our trading docks in Rouen in Normandy. That's going to help our income tremendously. And we finished the recruitment of longbowmen. Some up by our king and some down in the Dauphine. Rural Wayhouses is back in London, or no, that's York, where we lost the governor. And we have gained a rank from Mark in London. Let's take a look at him. Okay, Mark, you are already promoted there as provost. The good thing is you have gained a rank. So let's see in London what we might be lacking. Right now, a little bit in public order. Everything else is pretty good. Sanitation is hanging in there. And here it says public order is +1. Here it says it's -1. Go figure. So let's get the promotion out of the way here. Oh, that's Bristol. There we go. Now we can see it. I was looking at Bristol. Now the -1 matches the -1. Okay. And the squalor is kind of even. So what we're going to do is kind of promote him with public order in mind. And to get to public order, it's a 2-turn or 2-promotion process. So we'll start that process. Next time we'll get to increase public order twofold. Do we have anything else that will help public order down here? Does authority help? Yeah, sure can. So let's give him a military advisor to help with his authority. And what else do we have potential here? Not really anything important, especially for someone in London that's not going to see battle. Don't need to worry about personal influence. So we'll hold off on that. Edward, we have an assassin here. I think maybe what we will do with you, we'll kind of keep you parked around Scotland there. I'm almost wondering if we need to go across the little sea here and take a peek at Dublin.
How can I assist you?
Well, we'll make that first move to see with our spy to take a peek at what we're looking at over here. So as we recruit with the King's Army, we can then make a final decision. Do we want to move against Edinburgh? Or do we want to move against Dublin initially? Or do we want to move against Wales? Wales continues to increase its army and strengthen. So that's a concern. To make it a tougher nut than over here in Dublin at the moment.
How can I serve you?
And Edward, I wonder, we have a general here. No, we don't. We don't know what we have here. I thought we did. Did we get close enough to take a look before? I could have sworn we did.
Can I aid you further?
And all we see is a hobilar. So we have Burgundy right here. And we have the canton located right here.
We hunger for
How
battle.
strengthened are we? A little bit weak in longbowmen. So I think what we will do is we will set ourselves up for a battle next time. I did promise 2 this time, but I kind of better sense of discretion got a hold of me up against Scotland. So that one's on hold. We are going to make a move, though, moving out of Lyon, and see if we can set up for next time a battle against the Canton of Schweiz.
For God himself!
All right, this is where we're going to stop it. This is where we're going to save it, and we are going to have a battle ahead of us next time. It looks pretty even. It is a fortified location, so there will be some towers to worry about. We do have archers of their own that are going to deal against us. We'll have to hope our superior longbowmen will help us out. They have not some bad forces that we'll be dealing with. So this is ZigZagZog signing off from somewhere in this world. I hope you liked that episode. Hit me a like if you did. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Was I right to change my mind? Is my logic sound? What do you think? I know storyline-wise, the king is itching to get to battle, to prove himself, and not through other generals. So that's what we're going to try and help him out doing, but we're going to, I guess, decided to do it smartly. Also, subscribe if you haven't so you don't miss any future episodes. And you all have a great one. Thanks so much for watching.